Alrighty, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday, February 20th, and welcome to the Master Day and Swing Trading Showcase. I am so happy about this event and to have you all here because it's really encompassing both strengths and aspects of day trading and swing trading and putting them together. Initially I wanted to have two separate events, one for day traders and one for swing traders. But then I realized the benefits of having both of those in one event and being able to master both aspects is critical for really all traders to be able to understand where we're getting into trades on the smaller time frames, being very precise with our entry points, and then ultimately staying in trades longer through swing trading and being able to visualize those price patterns so that we can stay in trades longer. One example I have on the screen right now shows an example of where we took a day trade to the downside, looking for a shorter term short trade that resulted in pretty decent profit to the downside, implementing Kate's fake out breakout trade, one of the strategies that you'll learn in the upcoming 3-day event. And then overall, we need to look for different price patterns to stay in trades longer to take advantage of those longer running trade opportunities. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Can everyone hear me all right? Just double checking, make sure the quality is good, connection already. Oh, it did freeze, okay. So just to reiterate, thank you, Brandon and Brianne. Again, we want to incorporate both aspects of day trading and swing trading. The strengths with day trading is that day traders have very good entry points. They're very precise in what they look for so that they can take advantage of those fast moves and those quick profits. So that's the pro when it comes to day trading. When it comes to swing trading, those traders like to stay in trades longer. They like to amplify their profits, really take advantage of those longer running trending markets. So why not combine the two of those? The day trading aspect, honing in on our entry points, being very specific with where we're placing our stops, and then swing trading, visualizing those larger time frame price patterns to stay in some trades a little bit longer. Hey, Andrew, good to see you. So a couple disclosures. The information contained within should not be construed as a recommendation or an offer to buy or sell any security or financial instrument. Solely for educational and informational purposes only. My goal in these educational showcases and courses that I do is to give you exactly what I use in my day-to-day trading and chart analysis that gives me that advantage to looking for those high probability trade opportunities. So being able to see those price patterns more clearly, those pictures on the price charts is really what all of us strive to be able to visualize so that we can participate more confidently in our trading setups. So again, welcome to Master Day in Swing Trading. I decided to create a course that will teach you exactly what you need to know to identify key entry points on day trades, stay in trades longer for swing trades, and locate Kate's buy and sell zones for greater accuracy buying and selling in the markets. We'll do all of this in one 3-day event. Something that's going to be new here, so even if you took the Flip Trade 3-day event, something new that we're going to be incorporating in a way that I wanted to visualize price charts more clearly for traders and to really simplify it is going to be through buy and sell zones. So you'll get a sneak peek of what that is coming up. But again, it's going to give us that area of where we're looking for the buyers to be in control or the sellers to be in control to give us an idea of how to stay in trades longer and get on the right side of trade setups. So what you'll be learn Kate's 2-candle flip. It's a very specific price pattern to increase your trading opportunities and identify key turning points in all markets. Now, this is going to be more advantageous for swing traders. We'll typically look for the 2-candle flip on the higher time frames, but as many of you have seen from the Flip Trade showcase, that 2-candle flip, very specific group of candles where we often see price change direction. Just to bring up a chart, I like using the equity indexes for our examples in these showcases. But taking a look at the micro S&P just a couple days ago, at the top of this move, we had a green candle coming up. red candle closing within the range of the green candle. That is what we consider our 2-candle flip. And you can see the following day, we had a very long running move to the downside. So swing traders, we're going to be looking for those 2-candle flips to give us an idea of where those key turning points in the markets are at. Price came back up into that 2-candle flip, went right into it, continued the move to the downside. It works both ways. We also look for long trades with our 2-candle flips at the origin of down moves. Once we see that red candle coming down, green candle closing within the range of the red candle, we look for that reversal pattern and strong long-running move to the upside. So many of you have heard that before or are used to the 2-candle flip. Just to take a quick poll of the room, a lot of the names I know already, but how many of you use or know of the 2-candle flip pattern? Just want to take a quick kind of viewpoint of the room. I think a lot of you guys do know it. You know about 2-candle flip? No? Okay, I got one nope, so I like it. See ya. I'll bring in some of this context if you don't know it. Again, it is, okay, so a couple knows. I do like that because now I know to explain it a little bit more. Again, very specific group of candles based on color and where it closes. So again, taking a look at the S&P, for example, at the origin of many of these turning points in the markets. Let me expand this out. So again, price stopped here, moved to the upside. What was at the origin of this move higher was a red candle followed by a green candle. This is showing us that power dynamic and that power shift between the sellers coming in, pushing price down, to the buyers taking out the sellers. Oftentimes we see that group of candles, we see price reverse, and we get those longer running moves to the upside. Just vice versa, when we see a green candle coming up, followed by a red candle that closes within the range of the green candle, we often see a longer running move to the downside. This is where we're taking trades more actively versus a lot of traders like to look for zones, which tend to fail more often than not because they're a delayed way of getting into trades. You know, many of us at one point, based on how and where we learned how to trade, could say, oh, you know, this is a nice zone here. There's some basing, price rallied. I'm going to buy on a pullback, and then price stops us out. So in order to avoid that, we want to be more actively engaged in how we view and see the markets and try to stack the odds in our favor with our trade setups every chance we get. So I'm going to be doing that with this next 3-day event. But you'll notice as price came down, at the origin of this down move was that 2-candle flip. That should have been the red flag saying, all right, you know, I'm not going to look to go long quite yet because we have the 2-candle flip that tells us to go short. That's one of the things we'll be going into more detail on that during the day and swing trading event. That's going to be more for these swing traders. Now, again, this is going to be new. I'm very excited to showcase this first in our showcase today. It's learning Kate's buy and sell zones. So increase accuracy knowing when to get in and out of trades. So we need to be confident with when we're buying, when we're selling, and being able to visually more clearly see the price charts and being able to understand when the buyers are in control versus when the sellers are in control. You're going to be learning that again during the 3-day event, and I'll give you a sneak peek of that just, I think, on the next slide. Also learning Kate's fake out breakout. Get into trades when price is changing direction and know when to get out. So many times people get into trades, it works out for them for a little bit, and then price quickly reverses against us. So there's a common characteristic that I've found time and time again, that's one of my favorite tools to use in trading, is when does a breakout likely become a fake out breakout? And this is where a lot of people are looking to get in on a big move to the upside. They're going long, and then it quickly reverses against them. We need to have a strategy for that, because if price is reversing against us, maybe we want to participate in a counter trend move. We're going to be learning about that. Overall, my mission is to increase your confidence, through learning through the tools that you're going to be learning during the 3-day event. Increase your consistency, again, knowing exactly what to look for, being very specific, no more guessing. We need to have a very strict and objective plan for what we're looking for and how we're getting into trades and out of trades, and overall accuracy in knowing what to look for as far as reading the price charts. So I want to take another poll of the room. What is your biggest obstacle or struggle in trading that is keeping you from achieving your goals? Again, question for the room, and if you're comfortable typing your answer in the chat, that would be amazing, just so I can kind of use the answers during the 3-day event and moving forward. What is your biggest obstacle or struggle in trading that is keeping you from achieving your goals? It could be one thing, it could be several things, but what would you say that is, kind of looking introspectively? What is that thing that's keeping you from achieving your goals? See, we've got one for trend. That's going to be a good one in this one, Shelly-Ann, as far as how we view trend. I'm going to be incorporating that with our buy and sell zones. Sticking to my rules, totally agree, Patrick, there. Again, rules, we have rules in place. Sometimes we question them because we're not sure or we don't fully trust the information that we're using. So again, more education, more practice can help us to be more confident with our rules and being very specific with what trades we're looking for. Getting out too early. Demetrius, that's a good one. We're going to learn what to look for to help us stay in trades longer. That's going to come into more of the swing trading. So I would say if you're getting out too early, you're pretty good on the day trading side of things. We'll want to hone in more on the swing trading, bigger picture timeframes. I was working with a student yesterday on this because he was really good at, visualizing where to get into trades using the 2-candle flip. We were kind of working on his just how he views the price charts from a larger time frame perspective. Once we can see how to read the price charts from a swing trading perspective, that can help us to stay in trades longer. So I like that. Staying winners longer, got another one for that. Yep, so that's going to be the swing trading side of things. Execution and confidence in setups. All right, that's a good one. So confidence, that's going to be kind of both day and swing that we'll be working on, because we need to be confident in where we're entering trades and then ultimately staying in them longer through swing trading. So lacking confidence, I'm seeing a couple of the other answers have confidence in there. That's going to come from just really not reading the price charts how we should be. And, that's, I think, due to how we've learned trading up till now, just super confusing. We're taught so many different ways to read the price charts that we don't know what to believe. We don't know which indicators to use. We don't really know who to trust. So I want to simplify that, show you the things that have worked for me, teach them to you guys, answer your questions, give you that immediate feedback so you can utilize these and improve your trading moving forward. It takes time, repetition, practice, and having this community with everyone here is what's really going to take you to the next level. Exiting too soon. Yep. So again, going to be more of the swing trading side of things. If you're exiting too soon, then your trades are right. It's just we need to see where should we be getting out of trades. If we're getting stopped out, maybe where should we be getting back in based on the exact same information that we used to get into a trade in the first place. I think that's the thing where a lot of traders get stopped out or price moves against them and they think I'm wrong. The markets are doing the complete opposite of what I'm doing. But in reality, it's just giving us another entry point to get back into a trade. So I want to give us some insight on that, that in order to stay in trades longer and not exit trades too soon, we got to see a little bit more the bigger picture when it comes to swing trading and what those price patterns look like. Also, if we are exiting too soon, where is that re-entry point to get back in and knowing exactly what to look for, that we're getting in at a specific entry point versus getting in, maybe too late into a trade or too early, right? So there's one side of things where we don't want to get in too early because then we'll get stopped out if we're not getting in at a very specific entry point. That's going to be where we talk about the buy and sell zones, making sure that we're getting in at a very specific point where we're not getting in too soon and getting stopped out, but we're also not getting in too late that we're missing the move. Fear, absolutely. That's a big one, especially, in the learning phase of things, just not knowing what information to trust, what to use. Again, the more you can see certain price patterns and strategies work time and time again, that fear will start to go away and your confidence will build up. But if you do feel like you're one of those traders that is fearful in your trading, ask the questions that are holding you back. What is making you afraid of entering a trade? If it's just, I don't really know what to look for, you're in the right place. Come join the next 3-day event. We're going to be walking you through those steps and exactly what to look for so you can build your confidence in your trading. Yeah, let's see, a lack of confidence in the signal to enter. Absolutely. Change of trend area. I agree with you on that one, Sharon. Some big ones there. Again, lack of confidence in the signal to enter. So again, we'll be very specific in this next event, Master Day and Swing Trading. The signal to enter is going to come in the day trading side of things. Again, this is going to be a new concept that I call my buy and sell zones, but it's giving us that area of what to look for to give us confidence to get into a trade. So we need to know who's in control. Is the buyers or the sellers? Am I getting in at a low point to buy, or am I getting in at a high point to sell and take a move down? And then also you mentioned change of trend area. And very specific, we're seeing a trend reversal underway right now as the markets are moving to the downside. And I want to give you some of those indications of what to look for a trend reversal versus when is it simply a correction or a pullback. When I've been working with students, I've seen that as a common theme, is that some people think the trend is changing, when in reality it's just a simple correction or it's a small pullback and the trend is still intact. We want to have those rules of what to look for to gauge when is the trend still continuing versus when is it an actual reversal. Confidence, letting go. Again, a lot of great information here. Thank you all for answering in the chat. Again, it just gives me more perspective as far as what to hone in during the 3-day event. But I think a lot of this information is going to help you guys day trading aspect, where we're entering and building our confidence there. Going to be some new concepts that I'm very excited to share with you guys. And then the swing trading, a lot of us here in the room have really great trades, but staying in trades longer takes that extra skill from a larger time frame perspective to gauge when we can stay in trades longer versus when we should be getting out of some trades. All right, thank you all for answering that. Ultimately, the goal in whether we're day trading or swing trading is to go from confusing, consolidated, lots of indicators, odds enhancers. We want to strip all of that away and go to a simplified chart and being able to read what's going on in the markets and understand, in this chart here, looking at Apple on a daily chart, big move to the downside. Now, what information is present at the top of this move that led us to find a longer running trend reversal? And that's going to come into where we look for those fake out breakouts, buy and sell zones to get in on some of those longer term swing trade moves. All right, so next couple slides breaking down sort of the differences in what we need to master to become a better day trader, as well as a better swing trader. So whichever one you feel you need work on should be on this list. What you need to master to become a better day trader, we need to learn Kate's fake out breakout. So I created my fake out breakout so you can get into trades when price is quickly changing direction and know when to get out. So an example here, let's see if I drop it down to let's take a 1 hour on the micro S&P. Now, a lot of times when we're at a top of a move. So the markets had been moving higher, everything's good, the trend is up. There's going to be a very specific price pattern that we're looking for to gauge when to anticipate that correction, and that's going to lead into the fake out breakout. So again, back to the PowerPoint. In order to become a better day trader, you can see I've gone down to the 1 hour time frame. Fake out breakout, just to put into perspective, is when we have a support or resistance level, for example, up at the top of the micro S&P on the 1 hour, we had this resistance. I mark my resistance with pink or red boxes just to show where the sellers were pushing price down many times before we had that breakout to the upside. So this is a breakout. A lot of people take trades like this. Let's see, coming back. Here was another area where the sellers were coming in, pushing price down. Once all the sellers and all the sell orders have been filled, price moves higher. A lot of us take breakout trades. They work in trending markets where we're looking for resistance, take those breakouts and stay with the trend to the upside. Now, a key thing we need to know in order to become a better day trader is the fake out breakout. This is where we get a breakout and then price quickly reverses against us. So notice how after that breakout to the upside, price immediately came back down and started pushing to the downside. Now, we'll be learning about this technique during the 3-day event, but once price started taking out that resistance, taking out that support, that led to this longer running reversal move to the downside. You can see if we take that area, if I just take a box around that fake out breakout range and extend it right, notice that that's where price rallied up into and continued the move to the downside. So what we're going to be doing is incorporating the fake out breakout to gauge when price is going to be changing direction to get in on those longer running reversal moves. Even taking it down, let's say to even take it down to as small as a 1 minute or 2 minute I typically stay at. But if you were watching the markets this morning, right before the markets opened, we had that pop to the upside and then the markets tanked. Now you're going to see that fake out breakout in action here, but if we look at what happened just before it, we had that area of resistance. Sellers were coming in, pushing price down once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. We got that pop above. This is where a lot of traders, time and time again, go long. They think the markets are going to take off to the upside, and then it quickly reverses against us. So we need to have a strategy and be aware of these situations that the breakout, what do we need to look for to anticipate a fake out breakout? And that's when we get those moves and then price quickly reverses against us. Number 2, buy and sell zones. This is going to be our new topic. Created buy and sell zones to quickly identify trend so a trader can stay in trades longer. So I'm going to show, actually I'll do that one next. And then number 3 is identify opposing zones. So when we're staying in trades, we need to gauge, are we on the right side of trend? Where are my breakouts and where are those opposing zones? So if you're getting out of trades, or if you're trying to stay in trades, but you're getting stopped out, we may be missing number 3, which is identifying opposing zones. That's where we often see price start to go against us if we are rallying or dropping into a opposing zone. So in identifying opposing zones, it's my signature way of identifying zones which can give traders an advantage of identifying profit targets as well as looking for trend reversals. So in talking about the buy zones and the sell zones, again, completely new topic. So I'm very excited to share this with you guys. We're looking here at the micro NASDAQ futures, 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, considering that a short-term day trade. Now notice on this 1 hour time frame, the NASDAQ was pulling back, we were dropping, we formed what we'll classify as a buy zone. Now a buy zone we're going to use to isolate a very specific area of basing consolidation, where we can see that the buyers are starting to regain control and take out the sellers. When we find these buy zones at the origin of a pullback, that's what leads to those long-running successful moves to the upside. When we can isolate our sell zones, again, very specific group of candles in a specific area. This one we're looking at Apple on a 1 hour time frame, also a short-term day trade. When we can identify a sell zone at the top of a move, this is what can give us the confidence to take a shorter term day trade and get in on the smaller time frames to participate in a move to the downside. Here's another one, another variation of a buy zone, again, where there's a lot of order accumulation here. Ultimately, the buy zones show us where the buyers are in control, and it gives us an idea of trend. Once you can identify your buy zones, you'll know the trend is to the upside. We're looking for long trades, and that can keep us on the right side of the trade of looking for long setups versus looking for short setups. And this one, crude oil, 15-minute time frame, that's going to be a short-term day trade. Let's see. Again, with these ones, we'll go over the details as far as entry point during the 3-day event. Just a little bit of insight on this is that if we can locate a support area to the left and price breaks down through it, once we start to find that buy zone, that's what gives us that longer running move to the upside. This one, we had some resistance to the left, and it's all about location of these buy and sell zones to get in at the origin of these moves and stay in trades longer. So for the swing traders, again, if you are getting out too early, 3 things that you'll need to know. Number 1 is the 2-candle flip. So we've already gone over that, and the 2-candle flip helps us identify key turning points in any market with that specific group of candles, which we saw using the micro S&P. A new one here is going to be the 2-candle flip reversal. So if the 2-candle flip helps us identify key turning points, then the 2-candle flip reversal will help us identify ways to splice into trades that are already underway at key entry points. Now, not all of us are going to get in at the very bottom of a move or the very top of a move. No, that's very hard to do and kind of impractical unless we're looking at the charts 23 hours a day when the futures markets are open. So even if we miss the origin of the move, we need to find those ways to splice into trades. That's going to come into account with the 2-candle flip reversal. That can help us identify those correction moves to help us get into trades that are already underway. And then number 3, to become a better swing trader, understanding impulse and correction moves in any market. So again, if we're in an uptrend, and we'll classify this with our buy and sell zones, we need to understand that a correction is a small pullback, but it's not a trend reversal. And the impulse moves gives us those longer running momentum moves. So visualize the specific point at which buyers or sellers are in control and learn to stay in trades longer. And it all boils down to having a simplified price chart, being able to read it and understand who's in control and finding those key entry points. Now, we're noticing price start to drop from here. Got to ask yourself, why did price stop here and start moving down? When we start to look left, what we're going to be incorporating is, where do we have a breakout? So here was resistance. Again, we're on the S&P on a 2-minute time frame. We had a breakout to the upside. Now this one is Kate's fake out breakout because then we saw it quickly reverse against us. Now, as price started to break below support, we saw that long running move to the downside. This is what can help us gauge not only when to take a short trade at a top of a move, but also where our re-entry point will be at. Price rallying up into it, finding those sell orders here, continuing the move to the downside. I'll incorporate a little bit more of this momentarily. So again, micro crude oil, here's a daily time frame. So from the swing trading perspective, 2-candle flip is going to be key in looking for red and green candle, 2-candle flip, long trade success. Coming back over here, we had the 2-candle flips for those short trade setups. We had a green candle coming up, red candle closing within the range of the green candle, long running moves to the downside. Again, that's what helps us identify those reversals, then to stay in trades longer. Again, if you are getting out too soon, we need to look for the reversal 2-candle flips. So if we're moving to the downside, but then we see the red and green reversal setup, we still want to maintain a short bias to the downside. So again, we'll be incorporating more of that in a little bit. Any questions so far before we move on? Again, love the answers so far, helping me to understand that the group really seems at this point pretty split 50-50 as far as what we're looking to get better at. Seeing a lot of lacking confidence in where to get into trades. That comes into the day trading side of things. And if we are getting out too soon, swing trading is going to be sort of that aspect that we want to hone in on. Good so far. Thank you, Demetrius. All right, so let's continue. Did want to have a few interactive quizzes and see all of this in action. Again, you guys haven't really been taught the information yet. That's the point of the upcoming 3-day event. But I want to see what you guys are thinking as far as a couple quizzes. I'll give you the answers, and it's going to give you a preview of what to expect during the 3-day event. All righty, so right now we're looking at gold, 15-minute time frame. Short-term day trades, that's a day trade. Typically, I say if it's under a daily chart, that's going to be a day trade. Daily and up is going to be more swing trading. So short-term day trade, gold futures, 15-minute time frame. Now, if you're looking at gold right now and you see price coming down like this, are you going to be looking to buy or sell? Now, it's a free guess for everyone right now. Would you look to buy or would you look to sell? Brand says leaning towards buying, wants to get the flip green. I like it. Looking for that 2-candle flip, absolutely. Sell, sell, buy, sell, sell, wait. Shelly-Ann, very specific, buy 2065. I like where you're looking, Shelly-Ann. Got 2 waits, 4 sells, 2 buys. All right, so we can see the answers in the chat are pretty split, right? It's not a unanimous decision of everyone here is buying, everyone's selling. Ultimately, by the end of the 3-day event, we're all going to be saying the exact same answers because we're looking at the same information and visualizing the price charts the same way. Waiting for a reversal candle. I like it, Lucy. All right, so let's see the answer. The answer is buy. So enhance your understanding. Again, as we saw a lot of different answers in the chat, and that's okay. Again, we haven't learned this information yet, but I want to show that we can take a lot of different answers. And by the end of the 3-day event, you'll all be saying the exact same thing because you'll know exactly what to look for. The answer is buy. Looking to go long, price did stop here. And the reason being, we look left and here is Kate's buy zone. So again, once you can objectively identify when a buy zone is created, you'll learn when to look for your long trades without guessing so much. So before, we're really not sure what we're looking at. You know, we see support, we're seeing a breakdown. I saw, Tom mentioned that. Bill broke support. So we're seeing that, but does that necessarily mean to go short at that point? Or is it an opportunity to go long? That's also going to be where the fake out breakout comes into play. is that we need to understand the difference between a breakout, long running move to the downside, or if it's a fake out breakout. We'll be looking left. When information's there, that's what gives us the confidence to stay in swing trades longer. All right, and I appreciate you guys answering. Let's try another one. There's going to be two more. Nice job, Shillian. Yeah, you were right though. You said buy, so you knew to look for that long trade setup. Oops, no one saw it. Great job. All righty, so number 2, another short-term day trade. We're looking at copper futures, 30-minute time frame. Copper is pulling back. Now the question is this a downside breakout? Are we anticipating a longer running move down? Or is this Kate's fake out breakout, like what we saw in the last one where it broke support and then moved back higher? What do you guys think? Are you taking the short breakout, or is it an opportunity to go long with it being a fake out breakout? See, Demetrius says rally base rally, maybe to buy. Okay, I see what you're saying. Rally base rally. Mark says sell, buy zone is lower. Okay. Shillian says short. Sell short, breakout sell. Any other guesses? Tom says buy, 2 candle flip to the left. Yep, couple flips in there. Fake out, breakout. All right, so again, we're seeing a lot of different answers. Again, ultimately, the goal is that everyone in the room is going to be saying one answer, and we're going to be very certain why and what to look for. The answer to this one is breakout. So the reason why it was a breakout, and for everyone who said short, great job. It was a confirmed breakout to the downside, is that we have a sell zone above. Again, we haven't talked about this yet or taught it yet. It's going to be completely brand new. But once we understand what to look for and that this sell zone was formed, if you look a little bit further left, you can see we had resistance over here. We had that pop up, price form that sell zone, and then we started getting that momentum move to the downside. Oh, you're all right, Tom. Again, this course is going to be, I'm excited for you to be there. Ton of information. Again, if we're still on the fence of things and we're not, you know, I'm going long here, I'm going short. If you don't have that confidence, or if you're still on the fence, come to the course. Again, we'll learn how to be consistent, build our confidence, and know exactly what to look for. Yep, exactly. Making the accumulations, the sell orders. So again, we're looking to stay with this move to the downside. One of the biggest issues that I see traders make is that they try to pick bottoms. And in this case, not the situation to try to pick a bottom. We want to stay trading in the direction of the trend, which is to the downside. One more quiz question. So this one is going to be either or. Both of them show natural gas daily time frames. So this is going to be a swing trade setup. Long-term swing trade, natural gas futures, daily chart. Now, which chart would make you want to buy? Choice A or choice B? Now take a look at everything that's been going on. Would you want to buy chart A after seeing this price pattern? Or would you want to buy chart B after this price pattern? So A or B, take a second. I don't want to rush you guys. And say, which one would you want to buy? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that say buy for choice B. Any other guesses? Brianne says A is in an uptrend. I like Brianne going against the group. All right, this this example, I'm going to include it in the 3-day event. By the end of it, we're all going to be saying the same thing. Ready for the answer? The answer is, good job, Brianne. The answer is A. That was the successful long trade move. So again, we're not knowing what to look for, which is okay, because again, we haven't taken the course. This course is going to help us with that. There's a lot of information in A that we're missing in B that's giving us a successful trade up in A. This is going to be a swing trade. So again, if we're looking to stay in trades longer, we need to be able to read a daily chart with greater confidence. What we see in A is that we had that fake out breakout to the downside. Take a look again. We had support, fake out, breakout. You'll learn about this during the 3-day event. Price rallying up. That gave us the opportunity to splice in on a long trade. Over here, we're at a breakout point. So key difference, which one had a fake out breakout? Which one is currently getting ready to break out? B, getting ready for that downside breakout. A already had the fake out breakout. If you don't know the difference, again, that's going to be all explained during the course, but I think this is a good illustration of, again, if you are looking to stay in trades longer, being able to understand the difference is going to be key. Successful trade to go long, A. I also like that Brianne said A is in an uptrend, kind of incorporating some of that information of to what was to the left versus on the right one, you can also see more of in a downtrend. All right, so what we're going to be doing in the 3-day event, master and stay and swing trades longer. So pretty much everything that we've been covering, crude oil, daily time frame, we'll be looking for our buy zones in a very specific area on the price charts that show where the buyers are starting to take control. That leads to staying in trades longer and taking advantage of those longer running moves. Right? That's the goal, is to stay in trades long term, but then the day trade side of things helps us and makes us want to identify those precise entry points so we're not risking a lot on each trade setup. Identify key day trade entry points. Also a big one if we're struggling with entry points and not really knowing where to get into a trade. Also, if you have the dilemma of getting in too late to a trade, or also getting in too soon to a trade and getting stopped out, the buy and sell zones are going to transform the way that you see the price charts. So here we're looking at micro crude oil, 10-minute time frame. You can see the markets were pulling back. We ended up forming a buy zone. That means we're going to find a precise entry point to go long and take advantage of this move to the upside. Again, just want to illustrate a couple examples here using what's been going on kind of over the past couple days. I'm going to start off doing more of the day trading side of things, and then we'll drop it down to the swing trading side of things, or drop down to the day trading. We'll start with swing trade and then move down to, start with swing trade and then move down to day trading. So again, in this up move, we need to be able to identify where our buy zones are at. Again, it's a very specific group and cluster of candles that show when we're accumulating orders and the markets are pushing to the upside. This is what helps us identify when we're in trending market conditions and when we should be looking for those pullbacks into our buy zones to look to trade with the momentum to the upside. Now, I know that a lot of people, I'm sure, are feeling very bearish right now with the markets pulling back. However, once you are able to identify your buy zones, you'll notice that, price stopped there just a couple days ago, dropped right into a buy zone and moved to the upside. That's going to be more of the swing trading side of things, incorporating the 2 candle flips and reverse 2 candle flips. That's where we talked about it before, that when we have a 2 candle flip to the upside, this leads us to say that we're looking for a reversal, 2 candle flip, market moved higher. Here's one down here. red and green candle, 2-candle flip, move to the upside. How we use this to our advantage is that when we see the reverse in the context of an uptrend, it gives us the opportunity to splice in long. So after this 2-candle flip, we had that move to the upside. That said to look for a long trade, and we want to stay in this trade longer. Now, immediately after that green candle up on the daily chart, the following day was a red candle. Now, this is where we'll want to go over the swing trading side of things and understanding that this is simply a reverse 2-candle flip. It's the opposite of this, which then gives us the entry point to splice in back to the upside. So if we want to stay in trades 1, 2, 3, 4 days, several days, we need to be able to identify when we have a 2-candle flip, as well as a 2-candle flip reversal, which then leads us to a continuation move. There's one there. After this move to the upside, we had another green and red candle. That was that correction move that led to the next wave to the upside. So again, we're staying in trending trades, staying in trades longer, so that once we get those pullbacks, we're not getting scared of a trend reversal. We're actually looking to get back into a trade if we got out, or we're just simply looking to stay in that trade setup longer, understanding that it's simply a small pullback before the next wave to the upside. The difference, though, of when we're in a trending market versus a reversal, this is where we'll be doing a deeper dive of exactly what was in this flip that led to a reversal long running move down, where some of those other flips didn't have as strong of a reversal. Once we start to do a deeper dive into those areas, you'll start to see just how price is filling those sell orders and giving us those longer running moves. Again, it comes into perspective when we can identify when our breakouts ultimately become Kate's fake out breakout. We get those reversals back down, and then we wait for price to come back up to the origin of those fake out breakouts. We can trade it both ways. So again, day traders, if we want to look for long opportunities, look left, notice where you had fake out breakouts down and the flip back to the upside. That gives us our buy zones to look to go long. We look to trade it back and forth. We need to understand how to read price action to gauge when to go long and when to go short. And then ultimately bringing it down to 1 minute, 2 minute to find our entry points. If the markets are currently in a downtrend or a slight pullback and we're looking for short trades, then we need to identify where those fake out breakout opportunities are at. Mark your resistance. Look for the fake out breakouts. Identify those sell zones, those Kate sell zones that we have, and then look for those reversals in the markets. Take some time. We can do it for the short trades and then also the long trades, where if we have a downside fake out breakout, look for the reversal back to the upside. Incorporating all of this information and all of these tools on the smaller time frames, 1 minute or 2 minute, can help us to take advantage of some longer running moves to the downside, especially once we look at the origin of some of these long running moves. And at the tippy top of points, you may have remembered this from, this was the 16th, yep, Friday. So also understanding opposing targets, that even if we have a fake out breakout, okay, thank you, Bran. Because sometimes we may have a fake out breakout, price pulls back, and it's not a long running trade, it's a shorter running trade. We need to be able to identify where our opposing zones are at. A lot of the context, again, we'll be putting this all together during the 3-day event to be able to identify where those fake out breakout trades are at, where are our buy and sell zones. So this wasn't our sell zone, but actually it ended up being over here, We had resistance, we had the breakout, downside momentum move as price continued lower. Simply rinse and repeat. Where do you have resistance? Fake out, breakout, downside momentum move, isolating that area. That's where we look for price to come back into those areas for our next trade opportunities. Time and time again, same process, just looking for where the buyers are and sellers are most in control. Fake out, breakout to the upside, downside momentum move. Once it takes out that support level, we can see price come back into those areas. Again, this can help us to stay in trades longer, but also being able to identify very specific entry points so we can get in at the origin of a move. You'll notice for those of you who do know the 2-candle flip, that's exactly what we had right here. Green candle, red candle, 2-candle flip, long running move to the downside. Hey Sharon, do you hold futures trades overnight? Yes, so that is the goal with futures trades. Again, they're only closed 1 hour per day. Typically not over the weekend as much, just because of the issue with gapping. But overall, if you do have a good setup, then I do like to stay in trades overnight and try to stay with the momentum to the downside. Currently, we're pulling back. You'll notice that we had another 2-candle flip right at the top of this move. That was the signal to look to go short, as we're seeing right now. Hey, Brianne, let's see, are you using the buy and sell zones for your stops, or are you using tighter stops? Good questions. That's going to come down to, it's going to be tighter. So the buy and sell zones get us within a range of where we're looking for. So for example, since I got a couple minutes, I'll bring it back down to the hourly chart. Yeah, I love keeping my stops as tight as possible, just so I'm not risking as much on a trade. Typically for the full size contracts, I like to keep it within $100 to $150 per trade, but then that means the buy and sell zones would be too large to place our stops. What the buy and sell zones do is that it gets us in the right area of where to look for a long or a short trade, but then ultimately our stop, we're going to be using the fake out breakout to indicate our entry point. So that's where we need to be very precise, again, looking for specific information at a specific price point, also noticing when price is entering our opposing zones, but ultimately that fake out breakout is going to give us that key entry point to getting into a trade. How we stay in trades longer is going to be the buy and sell zones, as well as using our opposing zones as target prices. Great question, Brianne. Again, I don't like keeping stops too large, so we need to be very specific, and that's what I found a lot of students need help on, is that they're using zones that are way too large. They're risking a tremendous amount on each trade. When we know exactly what to look for through this step-by-step process, we can learn exactly where to get into a trade, where to place our stop, so our risk is kept at a minimal. So the ultimate goal is finding a trending trade or a trend reversal and managing our risk and getting in at a very precise entry point. Even if we miss the origin of a trade, where can we get into a trade setup in the future and still be able to enter at a precise entry point and manage our risk closely? Oh, and then this one here. So again, learn the difference between breakouts and Kate's fake out breakout, kind of going back to Brianne's question about entries, or actually the stop prices. So all about the fake out breakout is learning the difference between when price is getting a breakout or a long running momentum move. So in this case, micro crude oil on the 4-hour, this was a breakout because the markets kept moving down. Information to the left would tell us why that was a successful breakout. However, price coming up, we see price rallied here. This wasn't a breakout, it was the fake out breakout, which led to the next down move. What you'll notice here, that as we start to investigate this area, is that we have a sell zone we have a 2-candle flip, and to the left, we had a opposing zone. Putting all those pieces together, once you can see everything, that can give you the advantage to know where you're getting into a trade, and how you manage risk is based on that 2-candle flip or the fake out breakout. Increase your odds of knowing exactly when to buy and sell using the fake out breakout strategy. All right, the course is coming up. I'm very excited for you all to join. If you haven't registered, it's going to be next week. It's coming up pretty quickly in 7 days, February 27th, 28th, and 29th from 3 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So again, 2.5 hours each day, 27th, 28th, 29th, a 3-day event. Simplify how you're reading the price charts and be able to master both day trading and swing trading. I'm looking forward to having you all there. It is on the website, so let me bring that up and I'll post the link in the chat. Markets are closed. So to register for the upcoming 3-day event, click on the link in the chat. I'm going to remove the complimentary showcase ad, but if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see the section for the 3-day event in 27th, 28th, and 29th, and the link to register. It's going to be $4.95 for all 3 days. There is going to be a bonus lab as well that implements and puts together all the information that you learned during the 3-day event. If you are a former KaitTrades student, if you're from OTA, or if you are one of my current KaitTrades.com students, email me at tradingcoach@KaitTrades.com. You guys will be able to get a discount for $3.95. Ultimately, I want everyone to be able to participate and learn as much as they can from this 3-day event and take advantage of some of the information that's helped me to take my trading to the next level. Also, if you do refer a friend, please keep me posted and let me know. You and that friend will also be able to join for the $3.95. So after February, not yet. Just have this one in place right now. Those dates will be determined after this one ends. But if you aren't able to attend live, you do get the recordings. I have had several people reach out to me regarding the 3-day event, and they say they can't attend, out of town. You do get all the recordings, so all 4 days. You get all of the course content, materials, and supplementary guides that I give out during the 3-day event. So all that material is yours. The recordings are lifetime access, so you have those. And you do get to email me at any time with questions. I try to answer, especially if you aren't in the course. I want to make sure that you guys are on top of the information as much as possible, even more so, especially just because if you aren't able to attend it live. I want to make sure that you're caught up, respond to your emails. My goal is to help you guys see the price charts more clearly, use this information to your advantage so you can build your confidence, get into trades with more confidence, finding those precise entry points through day trading, and stay in trades longer with swing trading. So again, $4.95 to register. That link is in the chat. I'll also post the separate PayPal link, one second, in the chat to register. And then again, if you are a former KaitTrade, if you're an OTA student, or KaitTrades.com student, you do get the discount for $3.95. Just reach out to me. I posted my email in the chat as well, so you can let me know if you have any questions or if you do apply for the discount. Any questions, comments? So excited to have you all join me. Again, we have a big group so far that's already registered. I'm looking forward to having you all there to be able to put these pieces together so you can, again, continue to build your confidence reading the price charts, no matter whether you do day trading or swing trading. It's very important to be able to understand and implement both to take your trading to the next level, stay in trades longer, find those entry points, and make sure we're looking at the price charts all the same. So everyone who had different answers for the quiz questions today, by the end of the 3-day event, we'll all be seeing and saying the same thing, which is an amazing thing moving forward so you guys can implement this. Also is going to be homework. You guys who have taken my previous courses know that there's homework at the end of each day, putting all the pieces together. Q&A, quizzes, all of that, just to make it interactive for you guys so you can stay on top of the content as much as possible. Alrighty, thank you guys so much. Thanks, Graham, Shelly Ann, Tom, looking forward to having you there. And if you haven't registered, the link is in the chat. I'll be sending a follow-up email out as well with the recording from today's showcase. Let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything I can do to help. Again, my goal is to help you guys specifically. I know trading is challenging and confusing. So much information out there. My goal is to simplify it for you guys, be available to you as much as possible. So whatever I can do to help, please let me know. A lot of the flip trade students have already done tremendous with that information. So looking forward to having you all join my next Master Day and Swing Trading event. Thank you all for being here. Thanks, Mark, Lon, Demetrios, Patrick. Love having all you guys here. I'll see you, if you're in live trading, I'll see you all tomorrow. Other than that, I'll see you all in the Day and Swing Trading 3-day event next week. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.